Dead bugs are an amazing exercise, but usually what goes hand in hand is those that have a weaker core also tend to have weaker breathing patterns or a weaker diaphragm, and this can have implications for overhead mobility, for example. So one thing that I like to do with my clients is combine the two and perform a wall press or an overhead dead bug against the wall, and then it gives you an opportunity to improve your diaphragmatic breathing while trying to improve your overhead mobility as well. So there's a few variations that we can do for this. A typical dead bug is when you're laying on the back and you're trying to keep the transverse abdominis working the entire time without the low back lifting up or the whole body moving. And it typically looks like this, where you have your arms and your legs overhead and you're moving them in a coordinated fashion. There's another video that I can link for other variations of dead bugs on this YouTube. But for the wall press, what you would do instead is by pressing your palms overhead against any wall, and you want to just by pressing, you're able to engage the core and then challenge the breathing while your arms are pressed overhead against the wall. So you might find that it is harder to get a full breath in, again, just because with your arms overhead, your diaphragm has to work a little bit harder to fill the entire lung cavity in your thorax. So this is variation one, where you would just press both arms overhead, maintain a neutral tailbone, and do your best to not have your low back arch or use your neck or alter your position in any way while breathing. So a few reps look like this, just by pressing overhead, deep breath in, and exhaling. And if you get a really long exhale, you can actually challenge the diaphragm strength a lot better because you're fully lengthening it, and then it's gonna have to really work hard on the consecutive breaths. Once you're comfortable with breathing with your arms pressed against the wall, we're ready to move the legs. And again, this makes this a lot more challenging because the diaphragm and the deep abs have to work not only to breathe, but also to keep your spine nice and stable and not lifting off the floor. So we're starting with a neutral tailbone, pressing both hands against the wall. And then again, you can start with a nice inhale and exhale. When you exhale, those abs are engaging and you can feel the tension that you need to sustain throughout the entire exercise. So you can breathe in, breathe out. Okay, I can feel those abs. And then slowly, again, while maintaining the press, bring one leg off the floor at a time. And then I'm ready to start the exercise. Starting with an inhalation, breathing in, exhale, breathe in, and exhale. And just repeating these reps as you perform the exercise. Now, this is a pretty advanced variation, but with enough practice, this can quickly become one of your favorite variations for dead bugs.